Ladies and gentlemen, parents of the world, having trouble coming up with a good idea for something for your child's birthday party? Well, you know what? You're missing out on the latest thing. Having live alligators at your child's birthday party. No joke. Citizens of Florida, what the hell?
Average Dude has something to say about...
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 26, the story where Florida children have alligators at their birthday parties. No joke on this one. I was going to have this right after episode 24, dealing with the ding-dong man that jumped into the tiger enclosure, that moron, because of all the stupid thing that people do with animals. We don't know what in the Sam hell we're doing with wildlife at all, whatsoever. But unfortunately... The timing was perfect, but unfortunately that situation came up with that Catholic priest in Poland and the awful things that he did with those first-year students. But let's move on. Yeah, there is a new trend. Bob Barrett, this guy, he runs this place called Alligator Attractions in Madeira Beach, Florida. And what he was initially doing was actually kind of nice. Let's face it, alligators aren't exactly the most loved animals in the kingdom, and for good reason. They're dangerous as all get out. But this guy, he had a sanctuary for them, you know, an actual physical location where people would come to visit them under controlled circumstances. The environment was perfect. It's kind of like going to look at the dangerous wildlife at your area zoo, and you have what's supposed to be safe enclosures, and you stay behind the barriers, people, and you do not pet the animals. You do not pet the dangerous wildlife. Well, this dickhead was whining about money, because it all boils down to money, and so he got the bright idea to take his alligators, and I kid you not about this, wish I was, he took them into the public sector, to residential areas, people's homes, at children's birthday parties. Holy crap! And he's bragging about how they're small. They're not all that big. They're all under 4 feet long. Bull crap. You see these kids that are like 8, 9 years old, and these alligators are longer, noticeably, than these kids are tall. Not good. They're big enough to be a problem. They're big enough to be a threat to these kids. Oh my God. Oh, I wish I was kidding. Nothing about that. This is a new trend. It's becoming quite the rage, which means that the problem isn't even really Barrett himself or the kids. Ugh. Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission spokesman Gary Morse says, drum roll, it appears as though this gentleman has a permit to exhibit, so it doesn't look like it's anything illegal. A permit to exhibit? In people's backyards? In their pools? I don't even see, watching the news, I don't even see that these people have a privacy fence in their backyard if this thing books it. Oh, wow! Don't let Fido or the cats be anywhere near. You got to be kidding. Hold on to your babies. Don't let them crawl around. Oh, my goodness. The FWC investigators inspected the facility on Wednesday but found no safety violations. You inspected the facility? The facility isn't the issue, you boneheads. He's going around to pee. He's going into residential areas. That's the... How stupid does our community have to be? How stupid does law enforcement, how stupid do these groups that are formed to make sure everything's okay? You've got to be joking. He's taking these predators into people's backyards, and they're going in and inspecting alligator attractions? Oh my God. Okay, so what you will see when you watch these news segments dealing with this whole stupid trend is that Mr. Barrett takes these 4.5, I'm thinking they're 4.5 to 5 feet long. They're longer than the kids are tall. And what he does is he takes multiple alligators to the homes, and you'll see black tape. He calls it, what the heck does he call it? He calls it like this veterinary grade tape. I don't know what that means. It looks like electrical tape. It looks like black, thin electrical tape that he's taping the alligator's mouth shut. Now, just so that you don't think too harshly of the situation, something that you need to understand about alligators and crocodilians in general. Their muscles are very weak when it comes to opening the mouth. And so he's actually right about that. Taping it or closing the mouth is a big deal, because otherwise you can never pull this off. But tape, and he's taking these to pool parties, so they're swimming in chlorinated water. You're telling me that the swim around it, that isn't going to loosen up the tape? Veterinary tape must be really good, because but then how far do you go with that? Veterinary grade tape, what does that mean? So does that mean that when you take a tiger or an elephant or something, we need to keep this big thing, do the mahouts, what they call mahouts in Thailand, the people that give rides on elephants, they basically own these elephants, and okay, so in order to keep the elephant under control, are you going to use that veterinary grade tape? Is that going to be able to... I mean, how far do you go with that? That is so stupid. It looks like electrical tape. And you see these gators, they're swimming in the pool with the kids. They have this little girl right next to the gator, petting the gator's snout, stroking its head, and the other, right next to it, and you got the other arm right underneath the belly. What happens if that tape gets loose? You shouldn't be stroking around the mouth area. And he says that he gives lessons before the actual party on safety with the alligators. Well, apparently that lecture means nothing when you have them petting the head and around the snout area. And you get to see that on these news when you watch the news segment online, because it's all over. You'll see it for yourself, just how effective this safety lesson is. It's useless. Oh my God. And by the way, something that Barrett needs to understand, and the parents and everybody needs to understand about crocodilians and gators. They have two primary weapons. The first one's obvious, the mouth and the teeth. But the other one is the tail. Granted, an alligator of that size may not necessarily, when it goes and it whips and cracks that tail and whacks you on the leg, gator that size may not do a whole lot of damage to an adult, but a 7, 8, 9-year-old kid might break a bone. Oh, and you're not using the tape around the stupidity knows no bounds. And I am hearing the people online, they're throwing in their 2 cents. Oh, you northerners, you don't know anything about the South. Really? You're going to pull in regional nonsense with this one because Florida gators are native and that makes it okay and you know what you're doing? You don't know crap from shampoo. That's how stupid you people are in the South to be hosting birthday parties with alligators for your kids' birthday parties. Okay, fine, I'm a northerner. You know what? There are bears in my area. I'm not going out there to pet the teddy. Hey, sorry, I'm not going to be as stupid as you are, and I'm certainly not going to pass that on to my kids. Whoa! And the parents are the big problem with this. I already talked about the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation and their stupid, oh, what can we do? Oh, I guess it's okay for him to go into people's backyards and do that because he has a permit. Well, that's stupid. That's really dumb. And they go and investigate his facility when he's taking the animals to people's homes. Duh! Oh, my God. This one parent, Debbie Rubenstein, stupid parent by the way, quote, both of my daughters have had their birthday parties this way and it has been the first one of their friends to do it. So that's what it's all about, huh, Debbie? It's all about you. It's all about your own inner child. It's not about your kids. It's about you wanting to look good and compete with the Joneses. You want to one-up everyone in your neighborhood. You horrendous mother you. It's selfish, and I see this a lot with parents nowadays. They have not gotten over their own inner child, and they're doing it for them. They want to look good and be the talk of the block. Bad parenting. Wrong reason to be doing this for your kids, and stupid beyond belief. And Chris Jones, the mother of an 8-year-old son, the news stories mention his name. I am not giving this kid's name. I'm not going to do this to this poor 8-year-old. It's not his. Chris Jones says they were so into it, and this one, drum roll, because this is the best so far. Quote, "We allowed all the children to come to the party and the parents without telling them about the alligators." Plural. Alligators. Read the story. The link will be down below. Plural. Alligators. And without telling them, parents, how would you react if you trusted this family to send your child to this party and then you found out afterwards, Mom, Dad, there were alligators at the party. You would think that they were blow-up alligators or something mechanical or a toy or... No. Real alligators. What? I would be suing Miss Jones. She's bragging about it on the news. She's being interviewed. She's sitting her butt on the couch and she's bragging about the fact that she didn't tell the parents. Wow, Miss Jones, you suck. You are reckless, selfish, and stupid. Whoa. And here is why watch this story, because this is going to be a tragedy in the making, okay? There is a reason that you never do this. People, we seem to have a problem with mixing fear and respect. Okay, we think that human beings, if we're afraid of the animals, we'll just and kill them all. Okay, you can respect the animals and not kill them and whatnot, and without losing your fear. Your fear is intelligent. Your fear is telling you that these animals can hurt you. Alligators, I shouldn't even have to say this. But we're missing that. We stopped telling people that wildlife is dangerous, that the world is beautiful but dangerous, and you have to be careful. And this is why you never do, and this is why you are going to see Mr. Barrett in deep crap. There's going to be a fatality. I guarantee you it's going to happen. And it's probably not going to be at one of these parties, but what's going to happen is, and what he needs to understand, and he is accountable for, and so are these stupid parents down in Florida, your kids are going to lose their fear. And what they're going to do is they're going to see a similar alligator out in you, because it's native down there, right, people of Florida, and without the tape around the mouth, and they're going to think, oh, what's the harm? And they're going to go and they're going to pet and that is when you're going to see the tragedy story. People, don't be this stupid. It is not a good idea, and you should never teach your kids this.